You think you know Vince McMahon, the millionaire who has been the face of professional wrestling for decades. What if, though, the most shocking part of his legacy wasn't in the ring, but in a locked garage on his main home? For many years, stories went around. Shapes that are covered and entry is limited. A secret that no one talked about. Then someone finally came in. No one could say anything about what they found. You'll never look at Vince the same way again after seeing what's in his garage. The Strange Doors. The Strange Doors. It is in Greenwich, Connecticut, and it is on the edge of a very large public land. A long, winding road lined with tall hedges and oak trees provides shade. The driveway ends at a set of intimidating metal doors that are taller than most garage doors and wide enough to fit a box truck. A lot of people walk by without noticing, but there is something behind those doors, hidden by dust and secrecy, that has fans, insiders, and even former workers interested. Vince Kennedy McMahon's garage is here. As the man who made professional wrestling popular around the world, Vince is known for living a life that is both lavish and private. He puts on a show on TV. He is known for being very private behind the scenes. People in the collecting, journalism, and even WWE world started to talk about how Vince's garage might hold something worth more than $1.07 million, and rumors began to fly. It's not just the possible price tag that makes this so interesting. It's also the lack of noise around it. Instead of showing off their cars on social media or at award shows, some celebrities like Vin Diesel has never been one to show off what he has in his collection. Even people who were close to him didn't know what he kept behind those garage doors for years. Former employees have written about a long, low building next to the main house. The only doors are two steel roll-up ones. According to someone who walked through the estate in the late 2000s, Vince made it clear that no one could go into the garage without clearance. It was always locked, and only 3 people were said to be able to get in. Shapes made of covered fabric, some long and thin, and others low and wide, could only be seen for a moment or two. For almost 6 years, the groundskeeper worked on the estate. He told a friend, who then told a wrestling podcast, that he saw what looked like a classic American convertible being dropped off by a carrier. He could not ask any questions. There were more and more clues over the years. The paparazzi caught a picture of Vince getting out of a shiny black SUV with matte wheels. People thought he might have been hiding a fleet of expensive cars because of this. In 2016, a reporter from Moderius said that he had heard from a WWE official that Vince had bought 2 rare collector cars at auction without anyone knowing. There were no pictures or confirmations, only names whispered and crazy price predictions. But no one knew for sure what was going on behind those doors. Even with all the secondhand reports and vague online chatter, were there only a few company limos and some old cars just sitting there? Something bigger, maybe? There might even be a whole private collection. Vince spent less and less time in the public eye over time, which made the secret even bigger. This was especially true after he started passing on more practical control and stepping back from regular appearances in WWE. Some people began to wonder if the garage wasn't really a collection, but rather his own personal vault, his own museum of fame, performance, and memory. On Reddit boards, fans began to list every known sighting, every off-the-cuff comment made in interviews, and every satellite picture that showed the garage from above. In wrestling fan groups, threads called "What's in Vince's Garage" would often go viral. One idea was that he owned a former Wii production truck that had been turned into a mobile bar. Someone else said he kept photos, old power cars that were destroyed in WWE's stories, and maybe even the famous limo that was blown up on live TV in 2007. The last theory was quickly shown to be false, but the idea that there was something famous behind those steel doors stuck. After that, in late 2024, the whispers got louder. In 2023, he was asked in a rare interview if he liked cars. He just smiled and said, "I like performance." That was it. A few people are said to have been inside his garage. A longtime WWE producer, a personal helper from the early 2000s, and a close friend who once came to visit during a 4th of July party all say that they never spoke on record. But the people they did talk to said that they all left the same way, quiet, wide-eyed, and clearly amazed. What's inside then? A simple question. One that has led to stories, podcasts, and even flyovers by amateur drones. A question that has been around for years, and no one knew the answer to until lately. However, things are about to change because someone finally opened the door to Vince's garage and shocked everyone. There is luxury and efficiency. As soon as the doors finally opened, the temperature changed right away. The summer heat outside was different from the cool, still air inside. What lay ahead was the start of an assessment that could only be called controlled chaos. It has polished concrete floors, industrial ceiling fans, and walls lined with red toolboxes and pictures of people and things. The tools, on the other hand, stood out the most. Some were wrapped in handmade canvas covers, while others were open and clear, sparkling in the filtered light like moving and rich sculptures. The black Lincoln Town car parked near the back wall was easy to miss at first glance. That town car is more than just a fancy sedan, though. Flame. It's an important part of wrestling history. There is proof from Vin Records and former WWE prop staff that this is the exact type of a limousine that was used for stunts on TV in the early 2000s. It was important to more than one plot, including the now famous part with Vince McMahon, an exploding car in 2007. A shell of that car was built just for the effect, but several real limos were used in WWE shows, and Vince kept one as part of what people in the know call his legacy fleet. There is a small plaque above the glove box, and the leather inside is worn but clean. Monday, April 23, 2007, Monday Night Raw. A Mercedes-Benz SL600, which is very different from the town car, is right next to it. This isn't just any SL class, it's an R230 generation V12 bi-turbo roadster with an AMG sports package and a matte black finish. The chrome details are so clean that they show off the whole lighting grid in the garage. There are 510 horsepower and over 600 pound-feet of torque under the hood. Torque under the hood. The kind of numbers that make all drivers sweat when they're behind the wheel. Motoria says that Vince had this car shipped straight from Germany with custom tuning upgrades. In 2014, a behind-the-scenes documentary showed a short clip of it pulling up to WWE offices in Stamford. It's not often seen in public. A Lamborghini Aventador is sitting right next to the SL600. Scissor doors are bright yellow and open in a perfect circle. Both the car and the sound it makes are very loud. This car can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds thanks to its 6.5-liter V12 engine. What's more important for Vince is that it's very, very loud. In fact, neighbors once complained about the noise when the car was started early on a Sunday morning. This was confirmed by local news sources, but no tickets were given. It looks like this is a 2015 LP704. It can go 217 miles per hour and has carbon ceramic brakes. The workshop has a specially made battery tender that keeps the Aventador ready to go at any time. Things are a little smoother a few feet away, but they're still moving quickly. That's where the Audi rate lives. It's hard to miss because of its low shape and unique LED headlight design. Audi's first supercar that could compete with Ferraris and Lamborghinis was the Rate. It is said that Vince bought this V10 Type with Quattro all-wheel drive in 2010. It has the same engine design as the Lamborghini Gallardo, but it looks more German. Magnetic suspension, paddle shifters, and a black body with red leather interior. 2017 story in The Richest said that Vince could use this car every day while he was living at Stanford. The Bentley Continental GT Supersport is the next one. This car has a deep, heavy, and pricey growl. Under the long hood is a twin-turbo W12 engine that makes almost 630 horsepower and sends it to all 4 wheels. This system can handle both the snowy winters in New England and the angry summer drivers. The Aventador is more flashy, but the Bentley is more understated and elegant. Reports say it was bought around 2012, after WWE stock price went up a lot. No one knows if that time was symbolic or just good luck. But the Bentley looks good. It was wealthy, fast, and high class, all in one brutally strong machine. You notice little things all over the garage. A glass box with branded key fobs inside, a whiteboard that is mounted and has service times written in block handwriting on it, Along the far wall are hooks that are each marked with an initial. It's clear that this garage is run like a busy fleet, clean, watched over, and taken care of. The sounds are another thing. Anxiety fills the air, even when the engines are off. It feels like these machines could start up and take off at any moment. The Lamborghini's exhaust tips shine when the lights are on. When the Mercedes hood is slightly popped, silver pipes and braided hoses can be seen. Each car has a past, an identity, and a place in the world. These are more than just decorations. They are used to show off, gain power, and keep people in line. This is just the start. Most owners would be jealous of this group of cars, but what was parked on the other side of the room and still hidden told a whole different story. Something much stranger, older, and more personal. The cover comes off.